Hello, everybody. It's me, your good buddy Spider, with another episode of the Uncanny Spirits Club and another fabulous tasting that we're going to be doing. Um, whether it's actually fabulous or not is remains to be seen, of course, but we'll see how it goes. I'm continuing with my run of Wild Turkey branded products, and this one's going to be a bit heftier than some of the other things. Pardon me, I'm trying to clear up my phone. I got notifications on my phone. I'm trying to clear out priorities, right? Priorities. Um, and let me see if I can do this a little bit. There we go. Um, so yeah, I have Wild Turkey Rare Breed, and this is their barrel proof rye, and this is 112.2 proof. So getting back to some hefty stuff. I liked the original Wild Turkey, and I liked the Long Branch. I really liked the Long Branch. It was very good. And this is, of course, a rye, which I had not had before, and it's barrel proof. So no particular stories or anything on the bottle. Pretty simple. Nice dark, deep dark color. Good solid cork pull, and it looks like it's probably an organic cork and not synthetic. Mm, smells heavy. Doesn't smell as spicy as a rye usually does, but that can sometimes be deceiving. Pour myself a healthy amount here because after I'm done with this video, I'm going to be enjoying a bit more of this, I'm sure. Unless it's terrible, in which case I won't. I'll switch to something else. But anyway, this was this was $59.99 at my local grocery store. So about 60. So a bit, in the mid to upper range for what I usually spend for things. Not as low priced as I prefer usually to go to these days, but I was kind of treating myself this time. Um, it's a nice color in the glass. It's a nice amber, decent viscosity. A little thinner than what I would expect from 112 proof, but that could also mean that it's not nearly as sweet and syrupy. I had the Crown Blackberry not too long ago, and that was a bit too much for me. So, yeah, we're gonna see how this goes. This is Wild Turkey Rare Breed Barrel Proof Rye, and it does hit you with the barrel proof. It's got heat. That heat gets right on down. Flavor wise, the flavor is a little bit overtaken by the heat, but it's not a alcohol flavor heat so much. Um, I'm getting some signature rye notes in there, a little bit of spice, but not as much as you would think. And I think that's because of the higher proof. It is probably taking over where the spicy rye notes normally would be. A nice bit of creaminess, maybe some custard, some vanilla custard faintly, faintly. Let me pick something up off the floor here. To wrestle with a cat for it. Anyway, um, it's not super sweet though, so it's kind of like a thick, custardy, but not very sweet taste. Um, with a little bit of the spice in there. But that heat is a lot. This is definitely not a shot taker. This is a slow sipper. If you take a shot of this a couple times of that, and you'll be in for some hurt. I think maybe some heartburn, if nothing else. Let's take a second one. My tongue isn't very numb, so it's not hitting the taste buds very hard with that alcohol proof. So, but let's see how it goes on the second taste. A little bit easier on the second one, but still a nice solid bit of heat. Not quite a burn, but almost, almost. And it does burn a little bit afterwards after it sits for a minute. Very creme brulee kind of taste to it. A very caramelized custard kind of thing. Not like a caramel particularly, but a caramelized sugar kind of, yeah, very, very, very creme brulee, as they would say. I know that's pretty fancy, but not bad. Again, this is probably a slow sipper, at least for me. I don't know if this is something that I would want to take hefty shots of. It is not the highest proof that I've ever had, but it does hit pretty hard in the back of the throat there. And I feel like if you had a shot of this too fast, you'd end up in a coughing fit, maybe. And that's not saying anything about anybody who can hold their alcohol or not. It's more just in how it hits you rather than the amount. So so yeah, I like it though. It does have some nice flavor in there. It does have some nice flavor. It could probably do with something to kind of tamp down that heat a little bit, but I feel like if you tried to add too much water or try to dilute it in any fashion, you might take away from some of that flavor at the same time, and then the whole experience would be ruined. If you try too hard to tamp down that heat, I think you're going to end up ruining the flavor palette, and then it's just going to be an unpleasant experience all the way around. And that's a shame because that's a very nice flavor buried in there. It's very strong, but it's covered up a bit by the barrel proof, which isn't too much of a problem. I think if you sat and had like I have this and I'll probably sip on this for at least a half hour, 45 minutes, slow, just every so often take a little sip out of it. I think you're going to become a little acclimated to it, and it may make the overall experience a little bit better. And that can be said for a lot of things that are higher proof, but also have a lot of flavor that are kind of battling back and forth. Back and forth. I don't know what forth is, but forth is the word we're looking for. Back and forth. Um, I don't know. My tongue just does. Blah, blah, blah. So that was Wild Turkey Rare Breed Barrel Proof Rye, and I like it. Is it worth the $60 with the way that it's kind of going back and forth? I think I would have rather paid 40. I think that would make it even more palatable. But I can understand why they would charge more because barrel proof is a bit more expensive on the market anyway. Most stuff that's in the 100 plus range is usually getting up into the 40, 50 or higher dollar amount, with the exception of some things like the Evan Williams bottled and bond, which is 100 proof at $20, 19.99 here in Ohio. So it all depends, I suppose. But yeah, but this is good stuff. I like it. Is it worth that 59.99? I don't know, but I would probably get it again if I had a little bit of money set aside. Is it the best rye I've ever had? That would be the Angel's Envy finished rye, and no, it is not as good as that. But that's $95, and this is not. So while the price doesn't always mean quality, it does have a part to play. Okay. So that's it. So that's once again real breed or rare breed barrel proof rye from Wild Turkey. Good experience all the way around. And I will see you folks next time on the Uncanny Spirits Club. And until then, of course,